NIO, now what the hell is going on with this company? Even if we have some positive piece of news, something immediately goes wrong. It's like the company cannot catch a break, just like a curse on the company. So a couple of weeks ago, we had a new report from Goldman Sachs, and which was actually a positive report on NIO. So they actually upgraded the stock, but then you starting to read the report and it says that the NIO price target was $3.70 before that with the rating of sell, and now they have upgraded it to neutral and the new price target of $3.80. So they have upgraded their price target by 10 cents. So obviously there was no kind of commotion in the market, rally, stock jumping up, something you would expect when the company actually upgrades another company. No, there was nothing like that. In another piece of news, NIO just posted their deliveries numbers for June, and it was a really good month and numbers were really good. But then suddenly everyone kind of woke up and said like, hey, we have delivery numbers for 6 months. Let's make some calculations. And these are the same calculation we did on this channel over and over again. I did them for probably every single video of NIO we have posted over the last half a year. And suddenly everyone's like, yeah, it's the second best month in company history. No, still not good enough. And I can only blame the management of the company for that. Anyway, today we're going to talk about all of these news and more news. Today we're going to talk about ownership of NIO, which is kind of worrying. We're going to get to this by the end of this video. So hello and welcome to the Market Monkey channel. My name is Vadim. And by the way, press the like button, subscribe to this channel if you hate NIO management as much as we do. So anyway, let's begin with this Goldman Sachs report. So there is a Goldman Sachs analyst by the name of Tina Ho. Please do not make any jokes about Tina. So she had published a report on XPeng and on NIO. And XPeng, of course, was upgraded to buy, and the target price was moved from 16.40, I think, dollars per share to $24 per share. So XPeng, of course, rallied on the news and everything was great. And NIO got upgraded by 10 cents. 10 freaking cents. I mean, is this a joke? I think it's kind of a joke. The problematic thing, and now let's get serious for a second. The problematic thing is if you go to her page on TipRanks and you see the accuracy of her predictions on NIO stock, she had made 7-8 predictions, and the accuracy is 100% so far. So it doesn't mean that NIO is going nowhere and it will get stuck below $4 per share, but just you should probably know about that. On the more positive news, NIO just had a June deliveries coming out, and June deliveries are really good. They have almost delivered 25,000 vehicles, and they were the biggest growing company among all of the Chinese EV companies, among the biggest ones at least. So NIO grew month over month by something like 7.3%, and this you can compare it to BYD, which did absolutely nothing, to XPeng, which grew 3.2%, and to Li Auto, which suddenly started declining. And these are good news, right? So we should see some market reaction, right? So the only market reaction we saw was the calculation of the first half of the year of NIO deliveries and comparing them to the guidance of the company for the whole year. So deliveries for H1 of 2025 were 114,000 vehicles. And now let me remind you about the guidance of the company. So the management of the company looked at the deliveries for 2024, and then it was 222,000 vehicles, and they said that they are going to double these deliveries. Oh yeah, so they're expecting the company to bring 440,000 vehicles in a year, which means that every single month the company needs to deliver more than 36,000 vehicles. What? Like the best month in NIO history was something like 31,000, and they were expecting to hit 36 plus every single month. And of course, every month this year where NIO does not deliver 36,000, they need to deliver more in the following months. So right now, if we are looking for the next 6 months of this year and we are kind of calculating how much NIO needs to deliver to actually hit this number, we get at something ridiculous like 55,000 vehicles a month, I think. And it just makes me angry because, first of all, these numbers, everyone knew about these numbers, and we kind of made videos about them, how unreasonable they are. And the management of the company, they had so many opportunities to actually go out and say, okay guys, we were kind of crazy, you know, Christmas party and everything, and we kind of overdid this with this whole guidance thing for 2025, our numbers will be lower. Yes, the stock would tank, but then you can operate like a normal company. And then if you have a great month like this one, when you're delivering 25,000 vehicles, the stock of the company would rally. And what management of the company does is actually hurting the investors because, well, if you're an investor of NIO and you see some very, very positive news like this one, you probably expect the stock of the company to jump. It doesn't jump. It moves only down, like nothing is happening with the stock, and I'm totally blaming the management of the company for this. So we can compare it to, for example, if I were drunk on January 1st and have decided to make some unreasonable goals for myself for the whole year. For example, to get 50% return on my portfolio every single month for the whole year. What would end up is I would invest in some junk stock because it moves a lot up and down, and then I will be disappointed and depressed because I'm not hitting these numbers every single month. Just like new investors are disappointed and depressed because the company is nowhere near the ridiculous goals that the management set for this company. Take a look at all of the successful companies right now, what they're doing. Companies like SoFi and Palantir and Nvidia, they are sandbagging their numbers a little bit. So they're guiding for good, positive numbers, but lowering them just a little bit to have this small beat at the end of the quarter, and everyone's happy, everyone's rallying, and the company stock is very much alive and going up. And you can say that if NIO management would not go and post some ridiculous growth numbers, Wall Street would punish the company. I think right now NIO looking at something like 228,000 vehicles delivered by the end of this year, and it's not really a growth comparing to last year. It's a growth of like 2-3%. And it's okay if the management of the company comes out and says, look guys, this year we're doing cost cuts and we're improving margins, we're opening new factories, we're introducing new models, which will kind of harm the profitability of the company, but we are doing all of that and not doing growth because we want more stable, more profitable growth in the upcoming years. Would Wall Street punish you for that? Maybe, but not that much if you're kind of showing your roadmap for next couple of years and this roadmap makes sense and you're hitting milestones along the way. Now, one more thing I wanted to show you because it kind of worries me, to be honest, is the ownership of the company. So I stumbled upon a graph which shows the different owners of NIO, and apparently for NIO, the general public or the retail investors are holding more than 50% of the stock. They are holding 51%. Institutions are holding only 18.7%. And I will tell you why this is bad. For average company on the stock market, the institutional holdings are about 40% and retail holds about 14%. So usually retail holding are something like 2.5-3 times less. In NIO's case, it's 2.5 times more. And this is bad because institutions are abandoning NIO stock, closing their position and decreasing their position. And we both know that it doesn't matter how much we think of the technology of the company, of the great models, of the cars, of everything. We need institutions to actually move the price of the stock up, and right now it's not happening. The trend is actually going down. So I mean, maybe sorry for this depressing video, but I kind of wanted to tell you about some of the things which I was really angry about and angry at NIO management, not kind of the company, their tech and everything. And hopefully, by the end of August, when we have Q2 results, the management of the company maybe finally will give us some normal guidance, which will take us for the rest of the year. Thank you very much for your time. Don't forget to write your comments. You can vent out in the comments if you want. We will gladly join. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel. We will see you in the next video. Take care.